Is it the world's most expensive cars, the powerful passport that opens doors to over 190 countries, or the mouth-watering cuisine that's been recognized by UNESCO? Today, we're uncovering 15 mind-blowing facts about Singapore that will leave you amazed. 15 mind-blowing facts about Singapore, the most unique country in Asia. Number 15. A small island nation with many wonders. If there's any country that proves that size doesn't determine strength, it's Singapore, the shining gem of Southeast Asia. From a tiny fishing village, Singapore has transformed into one of the world's leading financial and technology hubs in less than a century, leaving the entire planet in awe. Located at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula, Singapore covers only 728 square kilometers, just slightly smaller than New York City's 789 square kilometers. So small that you can drive from one end to the other in under an hour. Initially in 1965, the country was only 580 square kilometers in size. Singapore has undertaken land reclamation projects to expand its land area for urban development, ports, and infrastructure. Previously, the country had to import sand from Malaysia, Indonesia, and Cambodia for these projects, but now it has developed advanced technology to replace that need. If you want to know more about this new technology, leave a comment with the number 2. Singapore has a humid tropical climate with average temperatures ranging from 25 to 31 degrees Celsius. It's one of the wettest countries in the world, with over 170 rainy days each year. So, when you visit, be sure to pack an umbrella in your backpack, as sudden rain showers can hit at any time. With a population of about 5.9 million as of 2024, Singapore has the second highest population density in the world, just after Monaco. Here you'll find Chinese, Malay, Indian, and even Eurasian people living harmoniously, creating one of the most multicultural societies in the world. There are 4 official languages in Singapore: English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. However, English serves as the common language, making it easy for people from different communities to communicate. But English in Singapore is quite unique, featuring phrases like can or not and no need LA. If you learn Singlish, you'll instantly connect with the locals. Despite its small size, Singapore has built a strong economy, a fantastic multicultural society, and one of the best living environments in the world. It has attracted a significant number of international tourists, business expatriates, and retirees. Are you ready to explore the unique wonders of this country with us? Number 14, the smart nation in Asia. Even though Singapore is roughly the same size as New York City, it dedicates 47% of its land to greenery. From parks and gardens to green buildings, the Singapore government even requires that every new building must have green space equal to or greater than the area of land it occupies. Every street, every building, and every road is covered in greenery, creating an astonishingly clean environment. This is affirmed by world-class green projects. Gardens by the Bay, Singapore's green icon, features super trees that reach heights of 50 meters, generating energy from sunlight and collecting rainwater for irrigation. The green building Capita Spring is one of the greenest office buildings in the world, with a 35-story garden right in the city center. Park Royal on Pickering is a hotel that resembles a vertical forest, with its rooftop gardens helping to lower temperatures and naturally filter the air. Even Singapore's Jewel Changi Airport is the greenest airport in the world, featuring the tallest indoor waterfall on the planet, surrounded by a tropical forest. Not only has Singapore developed a green city, but it has also become a smart city. The country has implemented the latest technology to collect rainwater for reuse, supplying up to 40% of its clean water. The Zero Waste Initiative recycles 98% of construction waste, resulting in a Singapore so clean that it has no natural landfill. Overall, Singapore is a meticulously planned city with a smart urban model, applying technology to manage energy, clean water, and living spaces. It is not only a modern city, but also a model for a smart, green, and sustainable urban environment. Number 13, the country with the most expensive cars in the world. Owning a car in Singapore is not just about money, it's a status symbol. If you have a car here, it means you're really wealthy. A car in Singapore can cost 3 to 4 times more than in the US. For example, a Lamborghini Huracan costs about $200,000 in the US, but in Singapore it can go up to $1 million. Are you wondering why? Buying a car in Singapore isn't just about paying for the vehicle, You also have to pay a series of taxes and fees that significantly inflate the car's value. For example, the Certificate of Entitlement, or COE, a type of ticket that allows you to own a car for 10 years, can cost up to $100,000. Sometimes even more than the car itself. Not to mention, the import tax on cars in Singapore is 100%, with additional excise tax and registration fees. The price of cars skyrockets. This is why Singapore has the most expensive cars in the world. In Singapore, cars aren't seen as long-term assets. Many car owners, after 10 years, if they don't want to pay extra to extend their COE, have to sell their cars or send them for recycling. The Singapore government wants to control the number of vehicles to avoid traffic jams and pollution, as the country is too small to accommodate millions of vehicles. Thanks to this, traffic in Singapore remains smooth even during rush hours, and the public prefers using the subway and buses over owning personal cars. Number 12, the land of beautiful women. Singaporean women not only possess modern, elegant beauty but also have sharp intellect and confident demeanor. They embody a harmonious blend of Eastern beauty and international style. With smooth skin, minimal makeup and delicate features, bright eyes, a slender nose and friendly smiles, you'll find Singaporean girls wearing flowy dresses, tailored pants, and fitted shirts, accessorized with chic items from fashion brands like Zara and Uniqlo. Whether on the street or in the office, Singaporean women always appear polished, elegant, and full of confidence. Singaporean women are independent, strong, well-educated, and know how to balance work, family, and personal life. They are multilingual, speaking English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil, and excel in various fields from business and technology to science and politics. They are unafraid of challenges, daring to pursue their dreams, and ready to compete in the international arena. Evidence of this is that Singapore has the highest percentage of female leaders in Southeast Asia, with many female CEOs, politicians, and top professors. They possess a modern mindset while still valuing traditional culture. Singaporean women take great care of their families and health, and they also highly value and respect themselves. This is why Singaporean women have the highest average life expectancy in the world, reaching up to 85 years, thanks to a healthy lifestyle and advanced healthcare. Thus, Singaporean women are the ideal model for many men around the world. You might think that the standards for partners among women here are high, but you're mistaken. Singaporean women are very loyal and seek a romantic equal partner in marriage, much like American and European men. As long as you are sincere and confident, you'll find it easy to win their hearts. If you want us to share online dating app platforms and tips to successfully win over a Singaporean girl, leave a comment with the number 8 and I'll give you the answer. Number 11, the coffee culture and love for bubble tea in Singapore. Step into any cafe in Singapore and you'll see everyone holding a cup of kopi. Singaporeans love kopi even more than Western coffee, and it's not just your typical espresso. Kopi is brewed in a traditional style with coffee beans roasted with margarine and sugar, then brewed with condensed milk or evaporated milk, creating a rich, creamy flavor that's unmistakable. If you're entering a hawker center cafe for the first time, you might be confused by the menu filled with strange symbols like Kopio, black coffee, Kopi C, coffee with evaporated milk, or Kopi C Sudai, less sugar. It's as if Singaporeans have created a whole language just for ordering coffee. But if kopi is the morning culture, then bubble tea is the popular drink among Singapore's youth throughout the day. Every day, hundreds of thousands of bubble tea cups are consumed in Singapore, and brands like Gongcha, Koi, and Liho always have long lines of customers waiting to buy. You'll see office workers with bubble tea at their desks, students drinking bubble tea instead of meals, and even couples going on dates just to try out new bubble tea flavors together. Singaporeans are so addicted to bubble tea that there's even an app for quick bubble tea orders, and many companies allow employees to order bubble tea collectively during lunch breaks as a small treat. If you visit Singapore, be sure to try an authentic cup of kopi and a classic Singaporean bubble tea, because they're not just drinks, they're the flavors of life in the Lion City. Number 10. The cleanest country in the world. Walking along Orchard Road, you'll see workers diligently cleaning even when there's nothing to clean, while others use disinfectant to wash the streets daily. Automated vacuum trucks quietly run along the curbs day and night, while water jets silently cool and clean the roads every day. In Singapore, even the drainage systems are so clean that you can see fish swimming underneath. And here's a strange thing. You won't see trash bins everywhere, but you also won't find a single piece of litter on the streets. Because if you litter, you could face hefty fines, even community service. The minimum fine for littering is $225 for the first offense for items like chewing gum and scraps of paper, and it could go up to nearly $88,000 for repeated offenses, plus community service. The community service punishment in Singapore is quite unique. Offenders must wear bright-colored shirts that say, "I am a litter bug," and clean public areas in front of onlookers. Singaporeans consider maintaining cleanliness a shared responsibility. From school children to office workers to the elderly, everyone has a sense of duty to protect their living environment. The Singapore government even organizes a national cleanup day, where citizens come together to clean up their neighborhoods, helping them take pride in their city. If you know of any other country that also has a nationwide cleanup day, please share it with us in the comments below. Thank you for sharing. Number 9. A country with legal entertainment zones. Singapore may be known for having some of the strictest laws in the world, but that doesn't mean the nightlife here is lacking in excitement. In fact, this island nation boasts legal upscale entertainment areas that are tightly regulated to ensure security and social order. Certain areas in Singapore operate under a special licensing model monitored by the government to ensure that all activities comply with regulations. These venues are organized, safe, and strictly adhere to legal policies. However, due to strict control regulations, these areas are not allowed to advertise widely in the media or online, helping to maintain privacy and order within society. Interestingly, if you visit Singapore, you might not even realize these areas exist because they are managed so tightly and have no advertising signs outside. This is one of the unique aspects of how Singapore balances modernity, economic development, and strict social rules. Number 8. Life in Singapore. Upon arriving in Singapore, you'll immediately feel a structured, scientific pace of life that is still full of energy. Singaporeans are so punctual that it's almost absolute. No one lingers for hours in cafes every morning because time is money. They start their day with kaya toast, soft-boiled eggs, and a cup of kopi, Singapore-style coffee, then quickly dive into their work routine. Here, the subway is the primary mode of transportation, and you'll never see anyone pushing or shoving. If there's an unwritten rule, it's to stand to the side on escalators to let those in a hurry pass. If you break this rule, the crowd will silently stare at you as if you're from another planet. When Singaporeans work, they focus intensely and don't engage in idle chatter. But once the workday ends, they immediately switch off from work. There's no culture of working late to show off because personal life is just as important as work. They clearly separate work from leisure, helping maintain high productivity while still having time to enjoy life after work. Those who love quiet will seek out a nice cafe to read a book. Those who enjoy lively atmospheres will head to Clarke Quay to immerse themselves in riverside bars. Health-conscious individuals will meet friends for a jog around Marina Bay or hit the gym. Gyms in Singapore are open 24/7 to cater to their active lifestyles. Interestingly, although Singapore has the highest per capita income in the world, around $84,500 in 2023, Singaporeans are very practical and frugal. They might spend a few $100s on the latest smartphone, but will still line up for discounted movie tickets or use coupons at the supermarket. If you want to live in a place that's punctual, tidy, efficient, yet still leaves room for fun, then Singapore is the perfect destination. Number 7. World-class tourist attractions. Singapore may be small, but it boasts world-class tourist attractions. First and foremost is Marina Bay Sands, the most luxurious hotel with a design resembling a massive ship perched atop 3 towers. But what draws tourists here is the Sky Park, which features the world's highest infinity pool, allowing you to swim amidst the skies while enjoying panoramic views of the city. Just a few minutes from the city center by cable car or subway, Sentosa Island is a paradise for entertainment, beaches, and amusement parks. It's home to Universal Studios Singapore, which attracts millions of visitors with its thrilling rides based on blockbuster films like Transformers and Jurassic Park. Additionally, you can enjoy the blue sea and white sand at Siloso Beach or try out the Skyline Luge. Finally, you can't leave Singapore without taking a photo with the Merlion, the iconic statue with a lion's head and a fish's body that symbolizes this island nation. It's the perfect spot to catch a stunning sunset with the modern city skyline reflecting on the water. Interestingly, there are 7 Merlion statues scattered throughout Singapore, but the one at Merlion Park is the most famous. If you want to know where to find the other statues, leave a comment with the number 4 exclamation mark. Number 6. Little known interesting facts about Singaporeans. Singapore is not only famous for its modernity and discipline but also has unique cultural traits that surprise visitors. Singaporeans are extremely fond of animals. They even have spas, private swimming pools, and special menus for dogs and cats. Some cafes even allow customers to order food specifically for their pets. What's even more special, Singapore has taxi services dedicated to pets, helping owners take their dogs and cats for walks, vet visits, or even spa days. If it's your first time taking a taxi in Singapore, you might be surprised to see a small TV screen right in front of you displaying news, traffic updates, and advertisements. This feature isn't just found in luxury cars. Nearly all taxis in Singapore have it. However, due to the high cost of taxis, most residents prefer using the MRT subway or ride-hailing apps like Grab to save money. But if you get the chance to take a taxi at night, you'll have the opportunity to see a beautifully lit Singapore and hear fascinating stories from friendly drivers. One interesting thing to note is that if you plan to gift a watch to a Singaporean, think again. In Chinese culture, which makes up a significant portion of Singapore's population, a watch symbolizes time running out, which is considered unlucky, especially for the elderly. Instead, opt for a box of chocolates, a nice souvenir, or a red envelope, which will surely be better received. If you know any other surprising facts about Singaporeans, don't hesitate to share them in the comments. Number 5. The most powerful passport in the world. The Singapore passport is regarded as the most powerful passport in the world, allowing its citizens to travel to over 190 countries and territories without needing a visa, more than the US and the UK. This means a Singaporean can pack their bags and travel throughout Europe, the US, and Japan without worrying about complicated visa procedures. And they can even enter the US without a visa interview, a privilege that very few countries enjoy. Ironically, while the Singapore passport can open doors around the world, the door to becoming a Singaporean citizen is quite narrow. Singapore is extremely selective when granting citizenship. Even if you've lived here for many years, have a stable job, or even marry a Singaporean, it's still not guaranteed that you'll be granted citizenship. Each year, over 30,000 people apply for Singaporean citizenship, but only about 20% are accepted. Why is that? The Singapore government wants to tightly control its population, selecting only those who can contribute significant value to the country. A small yet powerful nation, Singapore is not easy to enter, nor is it easy to stay. But if you become part of this country, you truly have something to be proud of. Number 4. Night markets that aren't really night markets. If you're used to the all-night markets in Bangkok or Taiwan, Singapore might surprise you. While there are night markets, they don't stay open too late. Most shopping areas or malls like Vivo City, Marina Bay Sands, and Bugis Street close around 9:30 to 10 p.m. Number 3. One of the richest culinary cultures in the world. Singapore's hawker culture has been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2020. Alongside many Michelin-starred restaurants, including affordable street food with exceptional quality. First, you must try Hainanese chicken rice, the national dish of Singapore. The chicken is boiled just right and served with rice cooked in chicken broth, paired with a spicy dipping sauce made from chili, ginger, and garlic, a perfect combination that everyone raves about. Next is chili crab, a dish celebrated as one of the best in the world. Fresh crab is stir-fried in a sweet and spicy chili sauce, served with fried buns or hot rice. Just one bite and you'll understand why Singaporeans are willing to stand in long lines just to enjoy this dish. Another dish is laksa, a perfect blend of rice noodles, rich coconut milk, shrimp, fish cake, and fragrant laksa leaves. There are many versions of laksa, but Singapore's katong laksa is special because the noodles are cut short, allowing diners to eat with a spoon instead of chopsticks, a unique feature found only on this island. Finally, there's char kway teow. This street food may not look appealing, but its rich flavor is unmatched. The chewy rice noodles are stir-fried over high heat with eggs, sweet black sauce, shrimp, and Chinese sausage, creating a lightly caramelized exterior that's aromatic. There are countless other delicious dishes in Singapore. If you visit, dining at a hawker center is an experience you cannot miss. Do you want to know more about any specific dish in hawker culture? Leave a comment saying yes, and I'll provide you with the answer. Number 2, spectacular festivals in Singapore. Singapore is a melting pot of cultures from many countries, so the festivals here are also very diverse. However, there are 2 festivals you shouldn't miss: Lunar New Year and the Qingge Parade. Lunar New Year is the most important occasion for the Chinese community, which makes up over 70% of Singapore's population. It occurs on the first day of the lunar calendar, the Chinese calendar. In the weeks leading up to the new year, the city is filled with red decorations, lanterns are hung everywhere, and festive music plays in shopping malls. People clean their homes, shop for food and gifts, and prepare red envelopes or hongbao to bless each other. You'll experience a grand festival of lights with giant lantern displays and spectacular fireworks at River Hongbao and Marina Bay. You can also shop for traditional sweets, red couplets, and New Year decorations at the Chinatown New Year Market. If Lunar New Year is a time for family reunions, then the Qingge Parade is a vibrant and colorful festival that takes place afterward, usually in the second week of the Lunar New Year. This is Singapore's largest street parade, attracting thousands of dancers, artists, and performers from around the world. Today, Qingge has become one of the grandest festivals in Southeast Asia, featuring lavish floats, lion dances, circus performances, and world-class light shows. If you have the opportunity to visit Singapore during this time, be prepared to immerse yourself in one of the most vibrant celebrations of the year. Number 1, one of the countries with the highest cost of living in the world. Singapore is dubbed one of the countries with the highest cost of living in the world, prompting many to think carefully before deciding to live here. Rental prices in Singapore are among the highest globally. According to data from Numbeo, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center averages about $2,500 per month. If you choose to live in the suburbs, the rent may decrease, but it still ranges from $1,400 to $1,800 per month. Utility services like electricity, water, gas, and internet typically cost around $50 to $200 per month for a small apartment. Monthly transportation costs, using the subway, MRT, and buses, usually fall between $80 to $100. If you use taxis or ride-hailing services, the costs will be significantly higher. If you frequently dine at hawker centers or budget eateries, you can expect to spend about $300 to $400 per month on food. If you buy groceries to cook at home, it will be around $200 to $250 per month for one person. Additionally, healthcare and dental services in Singapore are of high quality. A routine dental checkup can cost around $80 to $150. Purchasing private health insurance is essential to alleviate the financial burden in case of medical treatment. Other expenses like shopping, entertainment, sports, and social activities can add another $200 to $300 per month, depending on personal lifestyle and preferences. In total, a person living in Singapore may need around $3,000 to $4,000 per month to cover basic living expenses. This figure can vary based on personal choices and spending habits. Careful financial planning and thorough research before moving to Singapore are crucial to ensuring a comfortable life in this expensive country. With these costs, would you choose to settle here? If yes, choose 1. If no, choose 0. Please share your answer in the comments. We've just explored 15 unique and fascinating facts about Singapore together. Hopefully, this gave you a fresh perspective on the country. Don't forget to follow our channel, and share the video to support us. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.